While the Libra Association meets today in Geneva to review a charter and appoint a board of directors, our next guest says everybody calm down about Libra. It's still in its infancy. We welcome Andy Bromberg, co-founder and president of CoinList, which helps crypto companies run their networks and manage their token sales. Calm down is what you say.
Calm down is right. I think what's happening here is that companies that said they might be a part of the Libra Association are getting letters that are really aggressive from the U.S. government. In particular, Senators Schatz and Brown sent letters to Visa and MasterCard and Stripe and said, you need to not be a part of this association. If you become a part of it, we will regulate your entire business, not just the part having to do with Libra, more strictly. That's pressure these companies cannot deal with, and the Libra currency has not even launched yet. So it makes sense for them to take a step back, say we can't be a part of this right now. Calm down, everyone. And the Libra Association is marching forward. There's a lot of interest from many other companies across the world in being part of the association. These companies have just had to step back after some pressure from D.C.
All right. But, you know, the logo, you can laugh at it, but it shows a little bit of either arrogance, like, hey, let's just slap something out there, or outright, did we kind of rip this thing off, or just not sort of forward-thinking aspects, which I wouldn't imagine would come from Facebook.
I think you're pointing out something important here, which is that Libra is launching as part of Facebook, or it's coming out of Facebook. It is not a brand new startup with nothing behind it where you can forgive mistakes. And what we saw even with the regulatory side of this is that this hatred of Facebook, this kind of bile that's built up in the gallbladder of DC has built up, and the Libra launch was a moment for it to all pour out. And so there was a lot of hatred directed towards the new project Libra as a result of all the bad will that Facebook has built up over the last few years. You're seeing that with the logo even, because why would you not go after a multi-billion-dollar company for logo infringement?
Right, when you think that perhaps juries will go on your side or judges. You know, we just spoke last week with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who, of course, has a huge stake in XRP. He made that exact point, saying that the privacy issues that Facebook had a year and a half ago have really affected Facebook's ability to launch this forward. Let's listen to what he said, and then I'll have you react.
I think that had a different company other than Facebook taken the lead position and said, hey, here's a real opportunity, and Facebook joined, maybe we'd be in a different place. At the core of any financial transaction, any financial currency, whether it's the U.S. dollar or anything, it's about trust.
What do you make of that?
I think he's exactly right. They have built up this lack of trust over the last few years, particularly in D.C. and in the public eye with some of these privacy issues. And that is making it really hard to launch something new that has privacy as a core value add that it is providing, and it's setting it really far back. You compare that to some of the assets that have launched over the last few years, even looking at Bitcoin or Ethereum that were able to launch with a purely neutral stance, with no bad will built up behind them. It's much easier for them.
Aren't you supposed to underpromise and overdeliver? When Facebook first announced the crypto project, they said it would be much bigger than Bitcoin, which you would imagine because they have a 3 billion user base. Certainly, it's a huge company. In the meantime, now you wonder, did it bite off more than it could chew?
I do not think the launch went the way that Facebook wanted it to go. There's no question about that. There was a lot more uproar than they thought. And I think it would have been easy to imagine a launch where they went out, they made some big claims, they got feedback from the community, and then they went back and they built for a year and then launched it and actually had it really exist and see how that went. Unfortunately, they announced it, made these big claims, and then there was all this pushback. And in retrospect, that's made it look like a really bad launch.
Yeah, and they're thinking more about Zuckerberg versus what Facebook could actually do with this very new and developing currency that a lot of people I speak with say, hey, it could add to money flows across the world. So you don't want to knock it out of the, right away.
Yeah, let's give it some time. Let's see what it can do. It's got good ambitions.
Andy Bromberg, thank you very much.